Raducanu ends season and will keep coach for 2026. The tennis season had finally drawn to a close. For Emma Raducanu, it had been a roller coaster. Moments of brilliance, battles with injuries, glimpses of redemption, and the harsh spotlight of expectations. From the gleaming hard courts of the U.S. Open to the humid arenas of Wuhan, Emma had faced everything that a young star could imagine: pressure, scrutiny, and self-doubt. And yet, despite the ups and downs, there was clarity in her mind as she stepped off the plane in London after her last tournament. 2025 was over, and she was ready to pause, reflect, and plan for 2026, the season that shaped her. The 2025 season hadn't been flawless. Emma's year had started with high expectations, fueled by a historic 2021 U.S. Open victory. Fans, media, and sponsors all demanded consistency, a tall order for a player still in her early 20s. Injuries and withdrawals tested her resilience. Her shocking exit at Wuhan had left a mark, physically and emotionally. The months of recovery and reflection had taught her lessons that no trophy ever could. Yet, amidst the setbacks, there had been triumphs. Smaller tournament victories, powerful matches against top-ranked players, and glimpses of her trademark composure and creativity reminded the tennis world why Emma was more than a one-time sensation. Now, with the season officially ending, she was ready to reveal what the next chapter would look like. The announcement. It came during a crisp London afternoon press conference. Emma, dressed in understated chic, stood before a crowd of journalists and cameras. The room hummed with anticipation. "Emma, any plans for the off-season?" a reporter asked. Emma smiled softly. "Yes, I'm taking some time to recharge, reflect, and train. But I also want to confirm something important. My coach, Andrew Richardson, will be with me for the 2026 season." The news drew nods and murmurs of approval. Andrew had been a stabilizing force for Emma, guiding her to the highs and lows with patience and insight. Their partnership had weathered media scrutiny, injuries, and the immense pressure of her early career. For Emma, keeping Andrew wasn't just about tennis. It was about trust, continuity, and growth. "We built something important together," she said. "I know 2026 will demand even more focus and preparation, and I want to continue that journey with him." Behind the scenes, the coach's role. Andrew Richardson had been more than a coach. He was a strategist, a confidant, and, at times, a lifeline. Through the highs, he celebrated Emma's groundbreaking victories. Through the lows, he reminded her that her identity wasn't tied to a single result. He was also a grounding force in a world of fame and constant public attention. Emma often said that without him, she would have struggled to separate the athlete from the person, the media hype from her own ambitions. Richardson's coaching philosophy focused on balance, physical preparedness, injury prevention, stamina, and tactical footwork, mental resilience, techniques to manage pressure, refocus, and stay calm under fire, long-term growth, treating every match, every point, as a step toward mastery rather than mere victory. Their collaboration was symbiotic. Emma brought flair, intuition, and raw talent. Andrew brought structure, discipline, and foresight. Reflecting on the season, Emma's decision to end her season early was not taken lightly. After Wuhan, she had spent months recovering from both physical strain and mental fatigue. It was a period of self-exploration and recalibration. She reflected on the lessons. Patience is power. She learned to manage her expectations and understand that development was a marathon, not a sprint. Health comes first. Ignoring injuries only prolonged struggles. Recovery and prevention became priorities. Trust in her team. The value of a consistent, supportive coaching team was immeasurable. In an exclusive interview, she said, "I've grown a lot this year, not just as a player, but as a person. I've realized that staying grounded and having the right support system is what will help me reach my goals." Preparing for 2026. With her coach confirmed for 2026, Emma outlined her vision for the next season. Focused off-season training. Emma planned to spend the first months of the new year refining her skills, improving her serve, enhancing her backhand, and increasing her endurance, mindfulness, and mental strength. She would continue mental coaching, including meditation and visualization techniques that helped her regain peace after Wuhan. Selective tournament play. Instead of playing every event, she would target key tournaments that maximize performance and minimize fatigue. Holistic wellness. Nutrition, sleep, and recovery were as much a part of her training as drills and practice matches. Andrew Richardson emphasized a long-term approach. We're not just preparing for a season, we're building a sustainable career. Emma's talent is undeniable, but longevity comes from balance. The media storm. Even the off-season, Emma remained a media focal point. Every decision, post, and tweet was analyzed. Her announcement about Andrew staying on as coach was covered worldwide. Some headlines celebrated the stability of their partnership. Raducanu and Richardson, a coaching team for the future. Emma's secret weapon, why Andrew's staying matters. Others speculated on the challenges ahead. Can Emma return stronger after a tough 2025? Raducanu's off-season plans, strategic or cautious? Emma, however, had learned to navigate this noise. She remained focused, knowing that the only opinion that mattered was her own and her team's. Personal growth off-court. Beyond tennis, Emma invested time in personal development. She continued education in business and philanthropy, exploring ways to give back to the community that had supported her rise. She launched initiatives supporting mental health for young athletes, drawing from her own experiences of pressure and recovery. In interviews, she encouraged others. Trust is a superpower. A strong support team enables focus, growth, and longevity. Health and mindfulness are non-negotiable. True greatness is sustainable only when the mind and body are in harmony. These lessons, earned the hard way, would guide her in 2026 and beyond. A new dawn for 2026. As January approached, Emma's training ramped up. The snow-covered courts of her off-season base became a sanctuary of focus. Andrew Richardson worked with her daily, refining technique and planning strategy. There was a sense of calm determination. The mistakes and setbacks of 2025 were not forgotten, but they were no longer chains. They were fuel. Emma felt ready, not just to compete, but to thrive. Closing reflection. Standing on the balcony of her London apartment, looking at the city lights, Emma thought about the journey ahead. She wasn't the same young player who burst onto the scene in 2021. She had grown, endured, and learned. And with Andrew by her side, she felt prepared for anything 2026 could throw at her. This season ended, yes, she whispered. But the next one, that's where I'll write my story. The cameras may have gone off. The crowds may have dispersed. But Emma Raducanu's journey was far from over. With lessons learned, health restored, and partnership secured, the next chapter promised brilliance, resilience, and a hunger that only she could satisfy. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.